everyone, my name is Jeff. I am in fact a Xennial, and I like to overanalyze retro cartoons. Come, join me on this silly adventure. I'm doing a reaction series to the G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero cartoon show, and I watched the first 5-part miniseries, and I'm about to watch the next 5-part miniseries. But before I do that, I wanted to take a minute and do a deep dive on the opening credits of the original 1983 miniseries. Was it 1983 or 84? I think it was 83. This is the Real American Hero miniseries, also known as The Mass Device. And you can find this on the Hasbro official YouTube page, and you can watch it along with me. I'll put a link down below. Let's just watch the opening credits with its immaculate, incredible theme song, and then I'll circle back and I'll tell you what we're doing. Okay.
He'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there. It's G.I. Joe against Cobra and Destro, fighting to save the day. He never gives up, he's always there, fighting for freedom over land and air. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there.
G.I. Joe is the code name for America's daring, highly trained Special Mission Force. Its purpose, to defend human freedom against Cobra, a ruthless terrorist organization determined to rule the world.
He never gives up, he'll stay till the fight's won. G.I. Joe will dare. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe.
That was incredible. I know, wasn't it? The that song, those words, classic 80s nostalgia for someone like me who grew up watching G.I. Joe. Whenever I watch a cartoon, I really like to play a little game. Will you play this little game with me now? It's called Can We Figure Out Who Everyone Is in the Opening in the split seconds that they are on screen? Let's see if we can figure it out. Because here's the thing. The opening to G.I. Joe changed multiple times over the course of the series. The mini-series is the series, the Sunbow, and then the Deke series. It changed multiple times. So let's look at this one right now. This is the opening to the original mini-series. And let's see if we can figure out who everyone and what all the vehicles are in this opening, okay? Okay, so first we've got some Sky Strikers, obviously. Duke right there, of course, old blue eyes. Hold on. We got to back up. Look at that. We've got the Mobat, which is the motorized battle tank in the background there. We got the glider, the Falcon glider with So the Falcon glider came with Grunt. This is years before Cloudburst ever showed up on the scene. Is that Grunt? If you squint, maybe. I don't know. That's hard. It's hard to know. Here we have the Jeep. The Vamp? No. And the Mobat. That's definitely Flash and I think Clutch, I'm going to say. Driving the Jeep there. Oh, and then we got everyone here. Okay, so everyone here is on the team. We've got some dude in the back. Who do you think that is in the back left of this frame there? I'm going to say that may be Grunt. Or the one in the back, on the one right, and then you've got Stalker coming down on the jetpack, obviously. And then I'm going to say that's Grunt, Scarlet, Breaker, Duke, Steeler, Gung-Ho, and whoever's behind him. Probably Flash or Tripwire or someone. Maybe Short Fuse even. Oh yeah, okay. It's not Flash. It could be Short Fuse. I'm trying to think of all the people who were in this 5-part miniseries. If you want to watch my reaction to it, obviously just go check that out. But it wouldn't be anyone who isn't in the series, obviously, right? So, yeah, here we've got Stalker, Scarlet, Duke, Breaker, Gung-Ho, and Stealer on a mission. This is a battle, people. Wow, Sky Strikers and tanks, and we got the thing again, that Jeep again. I'm gonna figure out the name of that Jeep. Now we've got our Cobra troopers, Cobra and Destro. Did you see that Duke fly by on the jetpack? And Stalker's not wearing a jetpack now, so clearly Stalker dropped off his jetpack for Duke. But Scarlet, Gung-Ho, Snake Eyes, and Stalker, and then a couple of dragonflies in the air. Oh, there's the Ram, right? That's the motorcycle, and Flash is driving it. I think Flash is the flamethrower dude, right? Right? Look at that. That is the Wolverine. Look at that amazing vehicle. I love this vehicle, by the way. I'm pretty sure this vehicle did not make an appearance in the mass device, but maybe I'm wrong. They're at the base, the Joe base there. There's some Hiss tanks in the back. Stalker has knocked over some guys, picked up the dynamite, blast it. Yeah, there's the base. Look at that. And now here we're inside. We've got Gung-Ho lifting quite a lot, I might say, with no spotter. But he's Gung-Ho. He can do what he wants. Meanwhile, Stealer and Rock and Roll are practicing some martial arts, as you do. And there's Flash. And I guess he does not flamethrower. He's got a laser gun. And he's melting some metal. Meanwhile, Stalker does some parkour. Jeez, dragonflies. Everything's going on. You got Major Blood, you got Destro, you got the Hiss tanks, you got the troopers. And those are Fangs. That's what those are. Those are Fang helicopters. That's the Cobra helicopter. And Cobra Commander's flying it. Little dog fighting. Guys, taking a parachute taking a parachute out of a helicopter, very dangerous. Meanwhile, it crashes. Major Blood and Destro take off, and the Joes have won the day, I guess. Oh my god. Gung-Ho, Clutch, Grunt, Flash, Stalker, Duke, Scarlet, Snake Eyes, Stealer. No, that's Grunt on the end, on the right. Is that... Oh, that was Breaker. Sorry, before. Breaker. I get Breaker and Clutch mixed up, right? And is that Clutch on the... Besides Stealer there? Yeah, and then Cover Girl. She was blonde here in this series. And then Grunt, I think, on the end. So, interestingly, there's Stealer, but there's no Short Fuse, unless that's Short Fuse there on the end. And... no Short Fuse. And no Tripwire. No Doc. No Ace. No Wild Bill. No Torpedo. No Snow Job. Those are all like speaking characters in the mass device. Interesting that they didn't include them here. In the later opening versions of G.I. Joe, they did include them. So I am surprised to see that they are not here. Very interesting. Let's go through this one more time and see if we can actually figure out what's happening. What's happening in the story? What's the story of this opening here? Okay. So the Sky Strikers are en route to a battle. Explosions in the air. People are firing at them from the ground. Got it. The Joes are in a desert, I guess, heading towards a battle. Interestingly, the Mobat is following pre-existing tank treads in the ground. Someone's been here. Yep, they're heading in. Okay. And... okay, and correct me if I'm wrong, Cobra is in front of the Joe base. So the Joes are outside of the base, heading towards the base to stop Cobra, who is also outside of the base. Why are the Joes not in the base? Maybe Cobra lured them out of the base, and then now they're like, oh, well, we'll break into the base while they're, out getting pizza or whatever. That would make sense. Yeah, they're definitely heading to the base, right? Oh, okay. And did you see that? Look at that. Hold on. These Cobra troopers here, they're clearly planting explosives. And Destro is like, ha ha ha, good. Uh-oh, Destro's on the run. Everyone's on the run because the Joes are coming. Oh, Stalker knocks these dudes down. Great. These are the guys who are planting the explosives. So he probably takes the explosives from those guys, throws it in the air, shoots it so it doesn't destroy anything. And now we've done. Is the battle over? I don't think the battle's over because we cut back to the battle later. Maybe this is like mid-battle. We're going to do like a little flashback because this is where the voiceover comes in, right? So to say who G.I. Joe is. By the way, look at that cannon. Is that like a railgun or something? That is insane. Are you shooting the moon? What is up with that?
Is the code name for
Okay, yeah, because now this is like flashback, right? Like, oh, this is the story. These are
America's daring, highly trained special mission force. Its purpose, to defend human freedom against...
Okay, so now they're defending human freedom against Cobra. Is this the same battle or a different battle? Because look below those dragonflies. That's a city, right? Now we're in a city. This is a different battle. You got Destro and Major Blood. And some his tanks. And they're having a standoff against the Joes with fangs in the air, Cobra Commander against the Dragonflies. Yeah, this is a different battle. Okay, this is a totally different battle. And now the Cobra's on the run. But look, like they destroyed those buildings. Where are there people in those buildings? Wow. Crazy. Wow. So there's actually 2 battles that happen in that opening. Fascinating. What a song, too, right? Like, it's heroic. It's very exciting.
Wherever there's trouble,
Fighting for freedom.
G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there. It's G.I. Joe against Cobra and Destro, fighting to save the day.
Yeah, that line definitely changes.
He's always there, fighting for freedom over land and air.
Not over sea, just land and air.
G.I. Joe is there.
G.I. Joe is the code name for America's daring, highly trained special mission force. Its purpose, to defend human freedom against Cobra.
I love those hang gliders, but where's the Cobra hang gliders?
He never gives up, he'll stay till the fight's won. G.I. Joe will dare. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe.
In New Zealand, you could go base jumping from a helicopter, which I know is not technically the same thing. It's just jumping out of a helicopter, but it's super dangerous. Like, it's illegal in most parts of the world because the blades can suck you up into it. And also, if you're, you never know, your chute goes off too early, like whatever. There's all sorts of reasons. Like, what if you're getting out of the helicopter and the helicopter stalls and or even some turbulence and just goes down? Like, big trouble. So don't jump out of a helicopter with a parachute on. Hot tip. Anyway, one last thing. Let's have a look at. I think I should look online. Hold on. Okay. I know this will say it somewhere. Where can I find it? Somewhere online, it's got to say what the. Okay. Yeah. Well, the Vamp is the truck. One thing. I'm just looking this up. There'll be some links in the description below. 3D Joe's is a great place. I like those guys. They've got a great list, like a visual guide to the vehicles and characters. as well as I was watching a video, Tiberium Hangar, yeah, on the 82 line, like the original lineup of action figures. Okay, I know I have it somewhere. Here it is. It's on Reddit. Of course, it's on Reddit. What isn't on Reddit? Okay, left to right in this lineup. So I didn't get it quite right. Gung Ho, Clutch. That's Clutch. Okay, Rock and Roll. Yeah, is it rock? Oh, it's Rock and Roll. I couldn't see. You can't see in this definition the beard, right? Flash, Stalker Duke, Scarlet Snake Eyes, Steeler, Zap, CoverGirl, and Grunt. So that is Grunt on the end. That's Zap? Zap and Short Fuse, and Flash. In my reaction, I made a point about talking about some of these background Joes. Like, are you like, I'm going to get Zap, Short Fuse, even Steeler, Tripwire. Like, these guys, I'm going to get them mixed up all the time. In the Mass Device, there's this great little moment where they have Short Fuse and Steeler have this like back and forth banter, and I would suggest, and I haven't rewatched the entire series yet, I'm going to, but I would suggest that is probably the most screen time like that they get in the entire show. Not screen time, but like speaking roles, because if you want buddies to banter, there's lots of options when you're talking about, when you're talking about the G.I. Joe, like mainline series, probably most notably, Alpine and Bazooka, right? But Steeler and Short Fuse, that's something as well that maybe people like. So what did we learn, I guess, is the real question. What did we learn about G.I. Joe by looking at the opening? I'm not sure that we really learned anything new by really examining the opening of the G.I. Joe cartoon, but it's definitely interesting. I don't think I had realized that there were multiple battles happening. I still don't understand why the Joes were outside of their base attacking towards the base. You would think that they would have been in the base defending against Cobra. Who knows? Anyway, thanks for watching with me. I think we've learned more or less nothing, but it was entertaining. And how did you do on the game of figuring out who people were in the credits? Do you play that game as well? Because I can't help myself. Whenever I see a show like this with like a huge ensemble cast, I'm always like, it's that guy, it's that guy, it's that guy, it's that guy. That's how my brain works. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you've had a chance to watch my reaction to the Mass Device. Stick around to the channel next week. I think it is. We're going to be having the reaction to the Revenge of Cobra miniseries, which is the second mini. And then I'll probably look at that opening as well, because it's fun. It's got the Dreadnoks in it, I think, right? I'm pretty sure. Okay. All right. So long, everyone. Have a good one. Bye-bye.